Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday broadcast of Crusade for Children. That's it. That's the final day right here. And as we kick off the tote board, we are already at $2 million, folks. So we're going to have a great day. The numbers are going to get big. We're going to beat last year's total because you are going to help today. Hi, everybody. I am Tony Vanetti from News Radio 840 WHAS. I've worked, obviously, for HAS 11 for many years also, and today is about the kids. And let me remind you again, every dime given to the Crusade goes to the kids. There's no overhead, no brick and mortar. They take care of all of it, and all the money that you donate today will go to the Crusade for Children. So there's a lot of numbers, 582-7511. If you want to call these ladies over here, I promised I was going to embarrass them straight up out of the gate, but this is the crew. They're usually here on Sunday morning. Say hi, ladies. All right, I'm going to come in here and give me your name.
Teresa Fleischer.
Yes, and how many times have you been doing this?
Every year since 1979.
That can't be true.
True.
You started at 5. That's fantastic. All right, so you want this phone to ring?
I want it to ring.
Yes.
I haven't taken any pledges yet. I want it
Well, we need to find people that were old enough to know how to work one of these old-fashioned phones. Okay? Where do you charge it? You don't charge it, son.
Yeah.
It's plugged into the wall. What? So call the number. You guys will answer. Let's get it to ring at some point right now in the next couple of minutes. There it is. Please call for the kids. Call that number, and these ladies will answer and get all of your information. But we've got a busy day today. Terry Miners is the master of ceremonies, and he will be here all day long. We'll do the tote fill about 6 or something like that tonight. So make sure you tune in and out to the broadcast today. People love the Crusade. Why? Because it's been part of the fabric of Louisville for so long. So Venmo, that's the way I would do it. Go to Crusade for Children. That's as simple as it gets for Venmo. You got your phone, you're on the couch, you're a little hungover from last night, that's okay. You can pull it up and donate right here. But right now I got my friend Rusty. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
We always start Sunday with Superior Vans, and we lost our friend this year.
We did. Paul Irway, unfortunately, passed away a few weeks ago, and I know he participated in this broadcast for many, many years, and he will certainly be missed.
This was an important part for him. He loved the Crusade.
Yes, absolutely. We, at Superior Van and Mobility, we serve a lot of the same communities and people, and Paul touched a lot of people, so a lot of people have been reaching out, and we're certainly going to can be mobile and drive and work and live somewhat normal lives.
They're incredible. They're like little spaceships. I mean, everything is can be remote control. You wheel right up in there and into the driver's spot.
Absolutely. We have a ramp that comes out the side or the back, depending on which style you have. Wheel up into the van, transfer out of my chair into a chair that comes back and turns. And then I have hand controls, so I can drive just like any other driver.
It's freedom.
Absolutely. For me, and being a person in a wheelchair, before my accident, I was a medical sales rep, so I drove a lot, about 90,000 miles a year. So being able to have freedom and be able to go work is very important. So people like myself now that are in wheelchairs don't have to just stay at home.
And that's quite a transition. Midlife, you've got to figure it all out.
Absolutely, your whole life is turned upside down, and you don't know how what normal looks like anymore. And having the ability to drive and the freedom to not be dependent on somebody else is very important to me and anybody in a wheelchair, that they feel like they're not dependent or on somebody else's help.
Amen. All right, so what did you guys do to raise money for the Crusade this year?
The Cook family has been donating for many, many years. So we donate $100 for every year of the Crusade. So we've got a check here today for $7,200.
I love it. Everybody give it up for $7,200, Superior Van and Mobility. They do great stuff for folks that need to get around, and it is freedom, and I thank you for all your work.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rusty. Thank you. All right, the Crusade is off to a great start. Superior Van and Rental, Rusty Jarbo, $7,200. Remember, every single dime goes to the kids. So use the phone number 582-7511 or go to WHAScrusade.org. Don't forget, we're simulcast not just here on 11, but News Radio 840 WHAS. Venmo is what I would use, Cash App, PayPal, Apple Pay, whatever you have, they will take care of it. And we're going to be announcing folks that are going to be calling that phone number because they need to do that. These ladies are bored right now. So give them a call, 1-888-382-7511. It's all going to be on the bottom of the screen all day long. So do that. Donate $100 or more, and a sheriff deputy will go to you today and pick it up on a Sunday. We're all working today. You should see all of the folks that are here today as the machine continues to roll. We have an example right now of where your money is going. Let's take a look at that.
There you go. Go, 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 go.
He is definitely a ball of joy. You can't be around Hayden and not smile or giggle or just be happy.
That's a good job, Hayden.
His smile is contagious, and everyone that meets him just talks about like how happy he is and how much fun he brings to everyone around him.
3. Hello, hello.
Megan and Hayden are amazing. Hayden is just, his smile can melt your heart. And you multiply Hayden by 1,300 families we serve, and it's just, my heart's always bursting.
Yeah. You coming back down? Or you want to stay up?
Hi, I'm Megan Lewis. I have 3 children, and my youngest, his name is Hayden. He is nearly 2 years old, and he has Down syndrome. So we got Hayden's Down syndrome diagnosis when he was a month old, when we also got his CHD diagnosis that meant he would have to have open heart surgery. So Hayden had heart surgery at 5.5 months old. It was scary. I'm not gonna lie that it wasn't scary. Even with all of his struggles and things that he's had to deal with in his little 2 years of life, he is just a wonderful, joyous little person to be around. Once it was like known that Hayden had Down syndrome, it was almost immediately that Julie, the director here at Down Syndrome of Louisville, reached out to us and invited us here to meet this amazing community.
Having a relationship with someone with Down syndrome is just magical. That's what I hope to share with the world from Down syndrome of Louisville, is just educating the community that if you're not here and you're not interacting with someone with Down syndrome, you're missing out.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, my name's Julie Torzeski. I'm the executive director at Down syndrome of Louisville. So we are here to support, educate, and advocate to help our members reach their full potential. So that's really the core of our mission. And we want to make sure that we do all the things that will help them get there.
Hayden right now is consistently the only boy in a class full of a lot of girls, and he loves it.
So this is our early education classroom, and the Crusade for Children was part of helping us build this. And still today, they give us a grant each year to help us continue the programming we provide.
Everyone that comes here for the toddler class is super thankful for the Crusade giving to DSL so that we are able to have the toddler class.
The Crusade is a huge part of our budget every year. Their grant it makes us whole and makes us able to provide these programs. And so especially like you said, the ones that happened here in this classroom.
I know. Where are we going?
We would not be where we are today without places like the Crusade helping fund places like Down Syndrome of Louisville. We would not be able to get Hayden the therapies that we get weekly and that he needs. It 110% changes lives.
Say bye.
I think just looking in the faces of our members, you can see that the donations matter and that the Crusade makes a difference here at Down Syndrome of Louisville.
Mwah. Mwah. I love you.
You know, we see that the money invested in the children make their life whole and help them reach their full potential and live happy and productive lives just like the rest of us, and that's all we can ask for.
Every little bit counts. It's for the kids and it's for the families, and we are so grateful for all of it.
to the Crusade for Children. I am Tony Vanetti from News Radio 840 WHAS, and we're off to a roaring start, $7,200 already. And I told you the tote board is over $2 million, which is rare for the last couple of years on a Sunday. So I think today is going to be a record year, and these guys are going to help put that on there. South Oldham is with us. This is Assistant Chief Kevin. How are you?
I'm doing fine. We're going to add to that, by the way.
We're going to do this right now.
Is that good to go?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? Every year I come to this thing, I get so excited and pumped up. We love this time of year, the South Oldham Fire. And so, yeah, this is our fun time. We all come together and we make it happen.
Well, you guys, too, the way you're built is competition, too. You want to beat the other firehouses.
Well, yeah, we don't talk about it a whole lot publicly, but... But you know, we've had fun for years in this rivalry we have, and it's a fun rivalry. We finally kick it in this time of year and have fun for a week. But
why do I think there's a text change with all you guys on it, and you're making fun of each other? Why do I think that?
Well, the text changes usually come after the prank that's pulled on another department usually, but then you can kind of rub it in a bit.
I can't imagine what that looks like. But let's get and talk about some folks that gave some money. How did you all raise money this year?
Well, you know, as we talk about oftentimes, we've had a lot of success, and I still encourage a lot of fire departments to do this, but we do a mailer every year. Paul Davis Restoration helps us with a mailer. They give us some money, by the way, and we mail something out, usually around March, April time frame, and that's just built year after year after year. And
so the people that live in Oldham County, they get used to it. They know it's coming.
They know it's coming, and we send a separate letter out to those who've donated in the past, especially, you know, a customized letter. But everyone just keeps giving more every year, and so it keeps building every year. Those customized letters, which we customize, we take a little bit more time because it's going to take more time this year to add more. But that, you know, we do that. Then, of course, the roadblocks. That's the big thing.
Yeah, so. They love that, too. And, look, it's been a tough year financially for a lot of people, but how is it they seem to give more every year because people care in Oldham County?
Well, we never know what we're going to have economically or whatever, and we just kind of, you know, hope that we get a good, solid result the next year. This one's been a good one for us. So, yeah, I don't know if economically we've seen some more recent improvements, and, you know, around tax time, that's always a good time to get those mailers.
He brings up a very good point. Tax time, your accountant is going to want you to do that.
That's not strategic anyway. But no, we again thank everybody out in Crestwood, Buckner area, Oldham County. Really, everybody out there comes really to the table each year, and we truly thank them. And keep giving, by the way. The fiscal year hasn't ended for Crusade, so just keep on giving it. You know? All
right, Assistant Chief Kevin. Let's get this started here. You got some names to thank here.
I do. We have quite a few, and this has grown actually as well. But we love doing this. We know a lot of folks love doing in memory of folks that they've lost in many cases. But I'm going to read these real quick, and hopefully I get all these right. Phonetically, these names, I do the best I can. But here we go. All right. So we want to first of all, in memory of William Oshner from Mark Oshner. Thank you. In honor of James, Matthew, and Andrew Leedy from Janice and Michael Leedy. In memory of Louis Vance from Beth Samet. We get this one every year. I've been doing this for many, many years, and I just want to thank Kathy Jane Oler in loving memory of Ferdinand A. Oler, Jr., retired Assistant Chief of the Louisville Division of Fire, from everyone who loved him at his house and at firehouses throughout the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Thanks. I mean, every year she does that. We can rely on that check to come in and say the exact same thing every year. So we appreciate being able to honor a Louisville firefighter and fire chief. Clore Electric, in memory of George and Millie Clore, from Barbara and Patrick Stess, in memory of Barry Stess, a great community member for many, many years out in Oldham County. Edwin J. Bowling, in memory of Nancy. Make sure I get this one right. I skipped down. I'll come back to that one. I got to read this one right. This is in memory of Bill Bidwell from the Cowboy Posse.
The Cowboy Posse.
The Cowboy Posse.
Okay, they sound like a fun group.
I'd like to meet them, actually. Edwin J. Bowling in memory of Nancy Krem. Kevin Oshlin in memory of Alice Oshlin. I hope I said that right. I'm sorry if I did not. Mark A. Hall in memory of Jean Pritchard Gardner. Martha Hartman in memory of Addison Miles. Michael Montgomery in honor of Kevin Montgomery. Norbert and Ina Rowert in memory of Matt Rowert. I see that one every year as well. Thank you all for doing that. William and Mildred Shetler in memory of Joe Dotson, firefighter. So we appreciate that as well. William Garwood in memory of William Gruner and Lucille Garwood. Linda Mason in memory of Ruth Roberts. Clay Crail in memory of Oldham County Fire Departments. In honor of Oldham County Fire Departments. I've got some of these in honor ofs wrong on here.
Right.
So.
We don't. It's not in memory of the fire department.
No, not in memory of. Sorry. Did I say in Leslie Whitten in honor of South Oldham Fire Department? I'm not sure if I got that one or not. So that was in honor of. So let me move on down. Eugene Staton in memory of Jackie M. Staton. Gladys F. Hensley in memory of David Moberly. Glenda Walls in memory of David Roberts and Al Robbins. Jane Williamson in memory of Jonathan Adams. Patricia Covington. I have Marilyn Hawkins Memorial Fund. Marilyn Hankins Memorial Fund, got that right. Paul Carley in memory of Glendon Collins. Sarah Kopp Jones in honor of South Oldham Fire Department. Again, thank you for that. And just real quick, there's a lot of checks on here, but we get a check every year from Fastline Publishing. Thank you all. You're out there in Oldham County and Buckner. Thanks for doing that. And James and Carol Phillips for $2,500. We appreciate your check. There's a lot of other big checks on here. Stephen and Rose Compton for $1,500, Terry Lloyd for $1,200, several $1,000 checks. There's a lot on here, so just in the interest of time, we'll skip past those. But just again, thank you all in the community for stepping up and really helping us out with many donations, and they're still coming in.
It's amazing how many people that the Crusade touches, right? So you get these checks, but there's a lot of times there's a story behind it.
Very much so. And you know, the funny thing is you hear so many stories in intersections. You have
Right.
to, yeah. I do this a lot in intersections. Somebody will start telling a story or showing me a picture related to Crusade, and I'll look at the next car and say, hold on 1 minute. I got to get the story. It's okay. You know, you're going to get through the intersection just fine.
Well, that's the great thing about living in Oldham County.
Oh, well, probably anywhere. Probably every fire department experiences this. I experienced it with my own son early on when I first moved to Oldham County. And he had his son, who's a firefighter, Oklahoma, by the way, Alex. Good job. Congratulations on your job out there. He had the end of his thumb was amputated.
Okay.
And I had just moved here, and we went down. I tell this story every year. And now today, if he holds his thumb up, you can't tell which thumb it is. They did such an amazing job, you know. And so, anytime you can support a cause like this, and you've been through it, you've experienced it, it means so much more.
You decided to take all that money in, and it's already being counted back there. So, do we have a total?
I do have a total. Before I do that, though, I want to say real quick, I've got a team of folks out at South Oldham Fire Department who, you know, kind of really come to the table every year and do an amazing job. I was in Las Vegas in a sales meeting this week, so I missed a lot of this. So I can't go and thank everybody because I would miss somebody.
Right.
But I would say Chief Blakely and First Lady Heather Blakely, absolutely amazing. They have been there not only for Crusade, but so many things this past year to help people. They have such a caring and dedicated heart. Right. Not only Chief's also a good fire administrator and good fire chief as well, but his wife too steps up and has been there for everybody. So thank you all for the food and everything you two did in particular. I mentioned all the restaurants yesterday, and also we had a couple that we had a lot of people donate or dedicate their time this year, really commit to the time out. But I'll tell you, Bill and Holly McClay were there since the beginning. They came back from vacation, I think early this year, so they could be there.
Right.
But I got to say, in fact, one day I went out after work, and I'm a volunteer, and I came out after work, and I said, how long have you been here? Thinking they'd been there since 4, and I got there at 5. They said since 11, and anyway. That's
it's
a
team.
Lot.
It's a team.
It's totally team effort, but these two really stepped up. But so many other volunteers. We have a lot of volunteer firefighters and auxiliary members, as well as career firefighters who really spend a lot of time out on hot pavement. Everybody does it, so I know we're not no oh woe was me kind of thing, but a great group of folks who really did a great job this year. So.
All right, so that's fantastic. What's the number this year?
All right, here we go. This year's number, which is up from last year, which I think was one of our best years. And this won't be our final. Fiscal year ends, August, September.
That's exactly right. So this is a tentative number, but we're going to give it today.
Been collected through yesterday. Here we go. $66,633.54.
$66,633.54. Fantastic. Thanks, everybody at South Oldham.
Thanks, Tony.
Assistant Chief Kevin.
Here as well.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
All right. There you go. 66 grand already. The board is getting light. We're going to get it heavy here as we move forward here on the Crusade for Children. It's hot in here a little bit. We'll take some water. So are we going to go? Oh, we're going to go to St. Matthews. Nick, come on out here, buddy. He's not just a friend. He's my neighbor.
That's right.
He's always making noise at the house, too. We got to call the cops. They come over. I'm kidding. He's fantastic.
Wait,
He's fantastic.
What?
How are you doing, bud?
I'm good. How are you today?
I know you guys work all year long and get things done. And, of course, like I said, we're in the neighborhood. St. Matthews is important. We had our birthday party yesterday at Brown Park. It was a huge success, and everybody came out and really enjoyed that. What did you do this year for Crusade as you started, and what events that you did?
Yeah, so not like it used to be when we were out roadblocking and going door to door as much. We rely on mailers, and we do things throughout the year, but mainly the mailers and the citizens of the St. Matthews area and Linden just do a great job of donating money through the mailers, and we're blessed that we have those people.
Yeah, we have a little traffic in front of the malls in St. Matthews, just a tad bit. They're already stopped on this, but you've got some names you want to thank.
Yeah, I do, and so we're going to start out here. So again, we're very appreciative of the citizens of St. Matthews and Linden area of their donations. So Judy Eastland left a donation in her will in memory of her mother, Mary Flynn, $50 in memory of George and Faye Ellerkamp, $300 in memory of Elizabeth Mitchell from Robert Mitchell, $150 in memory of Davis Augustus from Julie Berry, $100 in memory of Sarah Beeden from Jacqueline Bearden, $200 in memory of Sebastian Blue from Bruce Blue, $200 in memory of Lauren Roberts and Leonard Brown from Gail Brown, $50 in memory from Michael Burkhalter and Brad Clark from Judy Burkhalter, $200 in memory of Brad Clark Jr. from Mary Clark, $200 in memory of Bill Evans from Nancy Evans, $100 in memory of Miller Farmer from Raymond Farmer, $100 in memory of Linda Fuchs from Dave Fuchs, $200 in memory of Drew and Eric Hipwell from Deanna Hipwell, $100 in memory of Fred Crawford from Janet Jabukowitz, $50 in memory of the Ottmans and Judy Adams from the Ottman family, $100 in memory of Gary Murphy from Carolyn Murphy, $100 in memory of Patrick Bryan Cruz from Mary Phillips, $100 in memory of Edwin Oxlin from Quality Electric, $1,000 in memory of Hannah Smith from Elizabeth Smith, $50 in memory of Philip Smith from Janet Smith, $100 in memory of Bob Klingel from Frederick Stocker, $1,000 in memory of Edwin Oxlin from the Swiss Charity Society, $100 in memory of Nancy Harton from Doris Thompson, $200 in memory of Christopher Thompson and Matthew Thompson from Harry Thompson, and $50 in memory of Goldie Barton from Steve Udelhoven.
Nice.
Another group that I'd like to thank are Paul Davis Restoration. They help us with getting our mailers printed up and donate money.
Yeah.
And Paul Davis is just fantastic. They do a great job and very involved with charitable events like this. I would also be remiss if I didn't thank our office administrator, Erin Grant. She coordinates the mailers and kind of keeps us all running smoothly, so we're blessed to have her.
I love it. You need those folks.
Oh, my Lord.
Okay?
We couldn't do it without them.
We need people like that.
Couldn't do it without them. Couldn't do it without them, Tony.
I love it.
And then lastly, but definitely not least, our firefighters for assisting and helping with stuff in the mailers and getting that ready to go. And then the gentleman that's normally here, his name is John Volkerdink. He's a former member. He's retired volunteer. And Forever.
Been doing it forever.
Yes, and he has coordinated the Crusade and our Crusade efforts for as long as I can remember. He's actually out of town, so I'm here in his stead. So I do want to thank John for all of his efforts over the years and his continued efforts. We couldn't do it without John.
Yeah, Crusade's big with him.
Yes.
I mean, every year he comes in fired up and ready to go.
He loves it. He loves it. One other reminder, if you still have a mailer, and you've received that and you're a citizen of St. Matthews or Linden, please keep those coming. even though we're on TV right now, we'll still still take your donations.
On that note, he knows my wife. The
Yes.
Clarks and the Vanettis have been friends for 20 years.
For a long time.
So Jackie cleaned out. He knows my wife, Jackie Vanetti. Yeah. She cleaned out her purse, $90 worth of quarters. So you got to add $90. Right. I'm going to make you do math right. I'm going to.
No, do not. Do not.
Oh, say this number and say plus $90 at the end. Okay, Nick, what we got?
All right, so for a total for the 2025 Crusade is St. Matthews, Fire and EMS, $124,048.
There we go. St. Matthews, $124,048 plus Jackie Vanetti's $90.
Yeah.
I love you, Nick, buddy. You guys do a fantastic job. St. Matthews Fire Department, I'm not objective. They are the best fire department in the city, baby, until the next fire department gets up here. All right, so here's the tote board. Here we go. Thanks, Nick. All right, so here we go. I think this is correct. Do we add all this and ready to go? I think we did. It's $2,104,939.97. All right, folks, don't forget, hit that Venmo, call the number. The ladies are over here waiting for that phone call, so give them a call, 1-888-382-7511. You'll see the number as we pot it across the floor. But Venmo, everybody's got Venmo. Pull your phone out, do @Crusade for Children, and that's where the money will go, and we'll get that money on the tote board. We need to get that number, and again, I'm pretty excited. I think this year is going to be the biggest year in quite some time, folks. But where does your money go? What do we do with that money? Well, let's find out right now.
This is a very special school. There are kids of all walks of life and all different abilities.
You do it, you can do it.
We want to challenge and support these children every minute they're here. So we have children who are very gifted. We have children who need supports just to communicate. It's our goal that we provide what they need while they're here. My name is Beth Schaefer. I am the director of the Renshaw Early Childhood Center at Western Kentucky University. We serve children who have a diagnosis of communication delay. We have several children with a diagnosis of autism. We've had cerebral palsy. We have children with medical needs. Our goal is to prepare all these children for school success.
I'm just really, really, really thankful for this little school. Miss Beth and her team have seen it all, and she's going to get you started on having a wonderful, wonderful journey with your kid. I've got two. Davis, who's 5, gets to come twice a week, and Lucy comes once every Thursday morning. But Davis especially, he's been diagnosed with sensory processing disorder. It means that he's got different coping skills and different behaviors than most kids. They have so many tools that they're giving him and giving us to make him want to come here. Lucy, since coming here, her social skills and her ability to play with others has really just skyrocketed.
We could not do what we do for children without the generosity of the Crusade. There's 3 trained teachers in the classroom, 3 certified teachers whose specialty is working with children with disabilities.
You can wave to them.
Crusade allows us to provide that very individualized support for each child. Also, we have parents whose children need to be here, but they can't afford the tuition. And so the Crusade also pays for tuition for those families who need support for their child to be able to attend.
Knowing that the Crusade for Children and all the people that have given money for that is going straight to these people is really humbling. To know that they're making a difference in my family, I'm really, really thankful.
We are so blessed that the Crusade looks deeply into our program, sees the benefits that we're providing children and families, sees the difference that we're making in the future. Those few dollars that you put in or somebody else puts in makes a big difference for these kids, and that's what it's all about.
All right, here we go. We're outside right now. Bigger as we go along on this Sunday broadcast of Crusade for Children. Corvette Club is here. The coolest dudes in town, right?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Yes, we are.
What are you, you're pointing and giving directions as
I'm
we
telling
go?
her she's got all my paperwork.
Is that
Yeah.
that's Mama right
That's
there?
Mama.
All right, Mama,
See-
bring the paper. Tell us about that car show.
Well, that car show worked out great. Everybody was watching the clouds. Of course, there were some people still watching the clouds.
Right.
But anyway, yeah, we had a big crowd out there, you know, and beautiful day up until about 4 or 5 o'clock.
You let these Corvettes get rain on them?
Oh, no. You know, as soon as I got mine home, I opened the garage door and it started pouring. I said, oh, man, get it in there before it melts.
But I know you guys were this time of year,
Right.
and you guys been around how long? How long has the Corvette Club been doing their thing?
Well, the Corvette Club has been around since 1960, but we've been doing this since 1999. That's when Bud Hogsmeyer was here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and you know, to this, so here we are.
All right, we're going to get a little closer to the building so we can hear you better as they take a look at these Corvettes. Phil, I think this is pretty good right here. We're going to turn around as we do some of these.
Well, my does this.
You can read her writing.
She's been doing it for 25 years.
Well, it's better because she can't read your writing, but you can read hers.
I guess. We'll work on it.
All right, Chief, what do you got?
All right, here we go. Kentuckiana Corvette Club, in conjunction with the Moose Lodge number 5, and our sponsor, Bob Hook Chevrolet. We had our 24th. We got rained out one year. Annual cruising for the Crusade, open car show and truck show. Thanks to Bob Hook. Been a great sponsor for us. Moose Lodge number 5 and the ladies. And Moose Lodge who did a great job, and he always does. He should.
Which, by the way, was voted, you say today, top 10 attraction cars in the country.
I know it. Great. Yeah. Anyway, Auburndale, the sponsors are Auburndale Auto Parts, Southside Drive, AutoZone, 1297.
Move you back as you read, so you're going to go backwards here. As you can do this, all right, and you're going to keep. But we're going to continue right back into this building. Don't walk into the wall. There we go. This is called live television on the Crusade. So this is how it works. Because sometimes we're good here. All right, man. Let's continue. Sorry. Here we go.
Anyway, where was I? AutoZone number 1297, Valley Station. AutoZone 478 on New Cut Road. Neville Barrett and Rob Givens is the one that supplied the gift certificate for the plane thing at Bowman Field. Anyway, Big Old Tires, Outer Loop, Brass Social R, Connor Steakhouse, Famous Dave's Barbecue, Do It Best, Fairdale Hardware, Fairdale Auto Parts, Home Depot, Dixie Highway, Lowe's, Dixie Highway, Norton Healthcare, Alicia Russo, and our sponsors are still Microtech Automotive Industries, O'Reilly Auto Parts, National Turnpike, Bobby Powers, which is my brother. He made a big donation. Mm-hmm. Yep. Anyway, Roger and Evelyn Cross, Justin Dixie, Beth Lustra. I'm gonna mispronounce.
You gonna get that one wrong?
Yeah, I am.
I think you did all right.
Well, I'm sorry, but
Lustima.
Lustima.
I'll go with it.
I got an R in it.
There it is.
Sarah and Dustin Gilchrist, Steve and Jan Gross, Patrick Hamsley standing right around here.
He's right behind you.
Is that why
He's your bodyguard right now.
Debbie and Kevin Klingel-Smith, Rita and Jeff Klingel-Smith, Mike Robinson, Donna and Doug Morris, Jerry and Bev Nelson, Roger and Evelyn Cross, Gilbert and Kathy Durbin, Denise and Billy Roby, Joyce Malone, Diane Sissy Malone, Debbie Taylor, Patrick Hamesley in memory of Kelly and Ryan Hamesley. Ken Kugel in memory of Gladys Aller Kugel Cooper. Teresa and Frank Hayden in memory of Dorothy Fenwick, James Fenwick, and Frank Hayden Sr. Louisville Lodge number 5, Loyal Order of the Moose. Thanks to Kenton Abrams, who won the 50-50 and donated it back to the Crusade.
All right.
Yeah. Nice guy.
The penmanship is very good. You should thank your wife.
Well, I've been thinking of her 63 years.
63.
Yeah, same woman.
Same one. You were afraid she was going to take your Corvette.
Yeah, that's it. Don and Alvin Thomas, Ward Cady, David Lynch, Katie and Tim Dunn, Aubrey Parker, Connor Dunn. That's these little guys. This little guy.
All right, I see U of L and UK.
If you look at them, you can't tell them apart.
Hey, are you going to the baseball game later? Yeah, you hope the Cards win and go to the World Series? Why are you shaking your head? Look at this over here. And I'm not going to ask you to do the L's down. It's not going to work. It's not going to
work. Lisa Rowleader, Paul Esker, DJ for the show, Bev Zender, Tony and Stacy Stover, Stephen Laura Meyer, Bobby Allen, Susie Stout, Travis Nichols, Dennis Webb. All right. River City Corvette won $100 for the most cars in attendance.
Okay.
And donated it back to the Crusade.
That's nice.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it is. Thanks to all who helped with the show, and if I forgot somebody, please, you have my apology. And remind me next year, I'll put you on there.
All right.
There you go. Anyway, from last year, we had a total of $7,093.
That was last year. That was last year.
Last year.
Where are we going with this?
We're going to this year. Our total is.
Here's the total for Corvette Club. Here we go.
$9,204.11.
All right, $9,204.11 from the Corvette Club. Fellas, throw those in there right now. Go ahead now. We love the coin sound, but like the bills even more.
Thanks, sir.
Are you ready to get back to work?
Yeah. I'm
Who's got the coolest Corvette, by the way, in your whole club? You do?
Well, I used to own that one, too, the one in the back.
Those are beautiful Corvettes, all right, man. You going to let these guys drive them when they get to turn 16?
Who are they?
I love it, man. Crusade Sunday is rolling. And how are we going to use all this dollars from the Corvette Club here in Kentucky? Well, we're going to find out right now.
Miss Bob, come on.
Okay, let's go. Salsa? Yep, and then that goes theirs.
Now you're cruising.
All right, we're going to take a breath, Bubba. Good job.
Churchill Park's an amazing place to be, an amazing place to work.
If I said, do you sleep in a chair at night? Yes or no?
We serve students who all have moderate to severe disabilities, ages 3 to 21.
My name is Chris. I go to school at Churchill Park. I have cerebral palsy.
We just have a really unique relationship, Chris and I. We've kind of formed a pretty strong bond over the last several years.
Come on. Fallout Boy.
Fallout Boy. Is that your favorite group?
My name is Chrissy Lee, and I'm the principal here at Churchill Park School.
Now it says we have to cut out our gray area.
He definitely loves being here. It doesn't matter if he's in a good mood or a bad mood, he still wants to come to school.
We're gonna use a comb, and
whenever you walk in this building, it's just, you just feel the love.
Good job.
Everybody is happy, and our kids feel that.
Very good, thanks.
My name's Crystal Autry, and my son Christopher goes to school here at Churchill Park. He was here for pre-K and then had to go out to a regular school. He wasn't doing very good in public school. And then in middle school got to come back, and he has done tremendously better since he's been here.
Chris, when he first started with us, was in just a typical wheelchair. His mom really pushed us to see if we could get his mobility more independent, and she asked us to look into an electric chair for him.
It was scary at first because we had to know that if he's in a power chair and he's going, if he runs into something, he could potentially hurt himself really bad.
One of the kids that I work with is Christopher Cupp, and he's really dear to my heart. Come on, Chris. I'm gonna beat you. We've had a lot of fun together. I'm winning. Come on, Chris. My name is Mark Najjar. I'm a physical therapist here at Churchill Park. When his mom came to me and said she'd like to try him in a power wheelchair, to be honest, I had my doubts that he had the cognitive skills to understand how to drive the chair.
You're mean.
But what we did is we worked with a wheelchair specialist, and we got him very similar switches that he was using that Crusade provided to operate the chair, and all of a sudden he demonstrated that he was able to understand that if he hits this switch, it's going to make my chair move, and he was really excited about that.
Come on, let's go. We're gonna go put our lunch pictures up. Good work.
He really loves to have some independence. And that was one of the first things that really this chair was able to provide was all of a sudden he had an opportunity where he didn't have to rely on people to do this for him.
Through the Crusade and the donations that have been made, we were able to work with Chris to understand that activating a switch device could take him places, not only with his communication, but well beyond that.
The Crusade is essential for what we do. With the equipment that we can buy through the funds through Crusade is absolutely essential to our job.
We're just grateful for everything that people who donate as well as the Crusade are able to do for Churchill Park.
It's really, really awesome that the Crusade for Children donates money to us to get things for our kids.
If you get the chance to donate, please donate. It really changes lives.
All right, folks, we are back. It's the Sunday broadcast of the Crusade for Children. It's a big day because we're going to get this tote board wrapped up around 6 p.m., so keep punching in and out all day long. We saw the U of L fans a couple of minutes ago. They play at noon, I believe. They win today. They beat Miami. They go to the World Series. Excuse me. All right, so the tote board is now accurate after the Corvette Club and St. Matthews and South Oldham. So here we go. The new tote board is $2,312,025.62. Come on! I love it, but we gotta have more. It's so easy nowadays because you used to have to call our lovely ladies. It's the same crew every single year. Look at them. They're ready to go. They're bored. They're talking about shopping over there. I was like, those phones need to ring. Give them a call, 1-888-382-7511. And none of them said they were going to buy anything from me. That's I can't believe it. But Venmo's easy at Crusade for Children. That's as simple as it gets. Cash App, PayPal, Apple Pay, whatever you got, you can get to is pretty simple. Just pull your phone out. I have the Venmo app, and you just give right there. It's instantaneous and fun, and it's all going to the kids because we say this all the time. Every dime that we raise at this event and these events will go to the children. And if you go to the hospitals and you go to the NICU unit and you see those little medallions that are attached to those incubators paid for by the Crusade for Children, it's so important, folks, because this is, I interviewed a former radio host here in town. She's now in Denver, and she said she's been all over the country, and she said there's nothing, the one thing she misses this time of year is the Crusade. She said wherever she's lived, there's nothing like it. This is just down home, people taking care of people, and that's what the Crusade is. And you know what? We always want to remember our heroes, folks, and that's what we're going to take a look at right now on WHAS 11. We are back. It's Sunday Crusade for Children. I am Tony Verdetti from News Radio 840 WHAS here on WHAS 11. Don't forget they are simulcast, so if you leave the house, you can still listen to the Crusade. And we're going to bring up the tote board one more time, folks. $2,312,025.62. We've been rolling earlier this morning, bringing people in and out from the Corvette Club. We had St. Matthew's Fire, South Oldham Fire. We had Superior Van come in and donate. And then this next one, Phil, come in here, Phil. Phil's my buddy. Phil runs the show. I want everybody to give a round of applause for Phil. He's my buddy. How are you, Phil?
I'm good, bro.
Okay. So, you know, we play this game, Crusade for Children Trivia on my show, and they have to get 8 of 10 questions correct every Friday. And people started to drop off checks on Friday in our live show at Mercurial Wealth Advisors. And guess what? We got 3 different checks. Big Paul, thank you. He started it all for $600. Wow. Addie and Baylor Kirchsinger Foundation, $1,000. And Mercurial Wealth Advisors, $2,500. Wow. $4,100 people just dropping checks off on a Friday, Phil.
That's awesome.
Yes, $4,100. This is unexpected. All from trivia that they normally, this is the hard part that I have. I have to find questions that they can answer that aren't too stupid. So I just go to the 5th grade version of Trivia Pursuit. I'm kidding. It's not that bad. But thank you, Phil, for everything you do.
Well, thank you.
All right. And we'll get these checks over there to those folks, and we'll figure that all out. All right. So Venmo, that's the best way. You're on a couch right now. You got Panera to go. They delivered it. DoorDash. You're being lazy on a Sunday. That's fine. Pull up the Venmo. Donate today for Crusade for Children. 582-7511. That's easy. But the ladies over there, 1-888-382-7511. Let's get these girls busy. They are filling out. Oh, they're filling out a couple right now. So we're doing pretty good for the phone lines. And again, the old-fashioned way, actually calling. That used to be the only way, and roadblocks. But it's going to be a long day today. Please, if you leave the house, you check back in and see where the tote board is. I think we're going to be bigger than we were last year. And it is important, as I talked about the incubators and the wheelchairs and the assists and the vans. When we had Superior Van, I don't know if you've ever seen one of those vans. They're incredible what they do with those things. The amenities in the van so people can have freedom that have some issues. It is fantastic. And again, Superior has always been part of WHAS. And as we look at how many years we've been doing this thing every single year, these things used to be big in the 50s and 60s. We're still doing it here in Louisville, KY, and it takes an army of people to get that done. And part of that is the fire departments really going after each other and trying to figure out who's going to be number one this year. Will it be PRP? I don't know. All right, we're gonna throw something here. We show you how we spend the money here at Crusade, but right now we're gonna do a little thank you.
Kentuckiana, thanks for joining us on the 72nd Crusade. Can you believe it?
Can't believe it.
It's Gabriel Gonzalez, joined by
Alexandra Goldberg.
And our friend here,
Tony Vanetti. Yes, I'm out. This is the big handover right now, okay? So these kids are going to come in, and they're going to drive these donations to a new level. You feel inspired, don't you, son?
I do. What do we get if we have the biggest hour of donations?
Here, I have a quarter or a free Uber. I'll get you Ubered home, okay?
I like that. Thank you.
They got it. They got it for the next hour, okay?
All right.
Have fun.
Thank you. We appreciate it. We're so glad that you guys are joining us this morning. This is our first Crusade.
Our very first Crusade, but it's a special year. It's the 72nd. We're so excited here. Gabe, we were just talking about, Crusade is such a fundamental pillar of our community, and even I remember when I was interviewing for a job here at WHAS, learning about Crusade, and that was a real big reason on why I wanted to be a part of this team, because WHAS and the Crusade for Children is so fundamentally in the community.
Absolutely, and there's so many great stories that not only we have done, and we'll talk about those, of course, in a little bit, but we also have a great story for you to watch right now.
The WHAS Crusade for Children has all kinds of heroes at all levels, but there's a couple of special heroes. This guy's one of them. Kevin Adams, good to see you again, brother.
Yeah, it's good to see you all again, and I want to thank you all for all you do for me all year, and I want to thank you all for my new wheelchair that I'm in today, and I would just like to thank all my family and friends and anybody that's donated or helped me in any kind of way.
Let's talk about that a little bit here, because you got started when you were a little kid.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like a lifelong Crusade hero. Were you like 8 or 9 years old?
I started out when I was 9 years old, and the Crusade was in May. I started out in May of 1969.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm still going.
Indeed, and I know that you have worked and that you have an incredible legacy with us, because you've raised so much money. You come here with this positive attitude every year. You want to help the Crusade first and foremost more than anything. You wear it on your shirt, on your hat. You remember some of your friends.
Yes.
But this year, this one's a little different, because you're holding envelopes. Why do you have envelopes this time, Kev?
Because I always collect money all year around, but I collected at the fish fries, and this year, Father Jason Harris at St. Gabriel has let me collect. He wants them to put it in my bucket, because I'm trying to reach 500,000. If I do, it will be it's a lifelong goal of mine.
Indeed.
I'm trying to reach, if I reach that, I will have collected $500,000.
It's just unbelievable. Over the course of your lifetime, you're
Yes.
talking about. And let me say something about St. Gabriel, too. That is a great parish. It is a huge parish. You're going to be successful, and so is St. Gabriel, because they helped the Crusade over and over. There's a lot of miners involved in St. Gabriel.
Right.
I know that parish very well.
Right.
But you collect not only at fish fries, don't you go to stores and collect all throughout the year?
Yes, I'm going to be at Fern Creek Kroger. I'm going to start the Thursday before the Crusade weekend at 3 o'clock until 9 o'clock, Thursday, Friday, and I'm going to start out about 9 o'clock and run till I run out of help Saturday and part of the time Sunday.
That's fantastic. I know that you are, people love to see you.
Right.
They love to see you at Kroger. They love to see you at
Right.
St. Gabriel Fish Fries. But you are also important to the fire department.
Right.
You and Fern Creek Fire Department, that's kind of expanded over the years.
Yeah.
But that's where it started, right?
Yes. They actually come to my door and asked my parents if I could ride on one of the pumpers. I went around the block, and I got to talking on the PA, which is a loudspeaker on the truck, and they had to put extra command cars out on the street, because I started telling people what we were collecting for, and people started bringing money to the doors, and they wanted to meet me and everything else.
Hasn't Fern Creek's footprint expanded, though? Aren't there other fire departments that are now part of that whole family?
Yeah. You got Butchell, you got Highview.
Big Bad Highview,
that's something. And then you got Camp Taylor is part of it now.
So that makes your family that much bigger.
Right.
That's how that works.
And I want to take this taping and I want to put it on the screen a couple days before the Crusade to help promote the Crusade.
Thank you.
So you all can get more money. And like I said, the Crusade will get credit for all of it. The church will get part of it. But if you put it in care of Kevin Adams, I will get to reach my total.
Kevin, if we had a Mount Rushmore of the Crusade for Children with 4 faces, the most prominent faces, yours would be one of them.
Wow.
That's how much we appreciate what you do for the Crusade every year, what you've done for all these decades since you were a little boy. Good for you.
Well, I tell you what, I tell people all the time, I didn't have kids because I couldn't find a wife to put up with me. So I helped the Crusade for Children and help all the kids that have special needs.
That's exactly right. You're like a little angel for us.
I would not have it any other way. And I was Kelly Newluck with her collection.
Yeah.
I know her well.
Kevin, we love you. Thanks for your hard work.
You're quite welcome.
Keep it up, brother.
I will. I will, good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise too high. I'm going to keep on going. And I love each and every one of you.
What a beautiful story, $500,000 for the Crusade. What a goal.
I know, that's amazing. It's so important that that money goes right to the Crusade over time. And guess what? This number did update. So we're at $2,315,225.62. That's the latest number.
I think that deserves a round of applause.
That's amazing. That is incredible.
Yeah, thank you all so much for your donations. We have a wonderful team of ladies picking up the phone. You can Venmo, several ways to donate here. Thank you so much. We're expecting to see this tote board continue to go way up throughout the day. But right now, we're joined here by two guests. We have Sam and Susan with FastSigns. Thank you both so much for being here.
You're welcome.
Tell us a little bit about yourself briefly. And we have a very special set behind us, and you all contributed to that. Tell us about it.
We did. We opened our business in 1994, 32 Crusades ago, and we have supported the Crusade every year with financial, money, product, time, labor, and this display behind us, the tote board and the backdrop, is one of the things that we have been proud to provide to the Crusade.
Yeah. And it's been a long time. We were talking, you've done this for many years now. I mean, how important is it for you guys? I see y'all all over the city, you know, your business. How important is it for y'all to really get involved with the Crusade every year?
Oh, it's been very important. From year one, we were involved in donating signage to the Crusade, donating awards. One of my favorite is that we get to donate awards to other people, the volunteers, the community who collect for the Crusade. So I look forward to that part every year where we can honor the people from the community who spend time, talent, and their dollars to help the Crusade. So
yeah. And before we get to this,
Mm-hmm.
y'all have your own donations as well. You want to tell us about that?
This year we have $3,200 cash donation that we have given through Kevin Adams, the story you just had before. We support Kevin Adams. Susan helps him with his roadblocks and every year, and so we've got that in addition to the products this year.
Should we get to what's in the envelope?
Yeah, tell us what's in the envelope.
So I like to encourage small businesses to become a part of the Crusade family. So I have brought a check for $500 from a small business, Custom Concepts. And Custom Concepts is operated by Kevin Zellner, who actually worked with us. So I know what a craftsman he is. So I brought that donation from Custom Concepts.
All right, another $500 donation right there. That's awesome.
Definitely deserves a round of applause.
Yes.
We just wanted to repeat that total one more time. FastSigns with $3,200. We have another story coming up for you. Take a look.
Brian was quiet, but he liked people.
He helped people. You could always count on Brian to be there to help you.
He was a special individual. If he saw a need and he could fulfill it, he did. He was like the quiet friend that you always needed.
Brian passed away in January of 2022, very suddenly. It was unexpected. He, all of a sudden was gone from our lives and has left a real gap.
Hello, I'm Barbara Lindsay. I was Brian Lindsay's sister-in-law.
I'm Jim Holmberg, and I was Brian's first cousin, and he really was much more like a brother and a best friend to me.
Well, I knew the Lindsays since I was 14, and actually I babysat Brian. In these later years, we would go to the movies together. The last movie we saw was Christmas, right before he died. And when he said goodbye to me, he kissed me on the cheek. And he had never done that before. And that's a moment I will always remember.
My son Aaron is his godson. Aunt Margie, Brian's mom, was his godmother. And so when I asked both Brian and Aunt Margie if they would be his godparents, they didn't hesitate for a moment. Brian was a huge U of L fan.
Oh my God.
Aaron and Brian would go to the Final Four, they'd go to bowl games, they'd do all this and that, and so Brian and Aaron were very tight.
My son would go to games with Brian too, and they went to New York and they went to a lot of places. He was so special.
Brian's had a lifelong love of dogs.
You never saw Brian without a dog.
After Brian passed, we wanted to do something in his memory and helping to establish a legacy in Brian Lindsay's name. Barbara and myself and his 5 other beneficiaries, we have established an endowment here at the Crusade for Children to help at-needs children with service animals. When we tried to think of a way to really memorialize Brian and make sure his memory lived on, we knew the Crusade very well. We knew their just stellar reputation. The Crusade just right away rose to the top of the list. This is something that is important and is a real need to try to make sure kids that have these special needs will have an opportunity to get a service animal that will help them.
For us to be able to do this service in Brian's name, because he was so special, and the help that the dogs give will be so special. So it was a great way to remember him.
Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us here on Channel 11. As you just saw, we had $3,200 from FastSigns and another $500 donation from a separate local business. This number up here, well, we can't see it right now. It has not updated yet, but we will get that updated number so far. There it is right there. It's not updated, but we will get that updated so it can reflect the full total so far. But right now, I'm going to send it over to Alex Goldberg, who's just about 20 feet away from me. She is with everybody working the phones so far this morning. Alex, good morning.
Gabe, this is where the party is at, but I can't lie, I have not heard a phone call since I've been standing there. But that will change. We're gonna come catch up with these ladies who've been working these phones for 35 years, some of them more. Please tell us a little bit about yourself, your first name, and why this year's Crusade is so special.
I'm Teresa Fleischer. I've worked every year since 1979, well before you were born. And it's just special for everybody. I mean, we've all been here, like you said, more than 35 years each, all of us. And it's helping the kids. And, you know, we get to catch up with each other every year and knowing that the money goes to help the special needs kids. I mean, I think that's what drives everybody. So
Crusade has been around for 72 years. What makes this year special to you?
I think it's just, like I said, it's all of us getting back together to help the kids because we've done it for so long and we all enjoy it and we look forward to doing it every year. So I think that's it.
And talk to us about how people can donate here. Of course, we're surrounded by these phones. People can do it online, digitally. Tell us about how people can donate.
Oh, they need to call us at 1-888-382-7511, and we'd be glad to take their pledge.
Awesome. And, of course, Gabe is joining us here now. Gabe, what if you were answering the phone right now, what would you say to the donor?
I think that there's only one thing that we can say, right? Thank you. Yes. But listen, I'm not letting you off the hook. Oh. I'm coming over to you. We're going to find out your story, too. How long have you been here with us?
Okay, I was doing it when it was a Memorial Auditorium. So in the early 70s, I've missed a few years because of family things, and I didn't do it during COVID, but I've been doing it for a while. When my kids were little, they were sick, and they were in Children's Hospital, and I saw the signs donated by the Crusade for Children. That's what got me into it because it really helped my family.
Yeah. Wow, a personal connection. I love that. That's amazing. All right, that's one phone call since we've been over here. Let's ramp up those phone calls because I want my friend here to answer the phone for us because she deserves it. She deserves it, right? Look at that. Look at that sign over there. Probably, can we get that? Please call 1-888-382-7511 for the kids. Or, of course, you can always Venmo, Cash App. I think is that it? Mail a check, right? Something like that. PayPal, there we go. I knew I was missing one. Alex?
Yeah, we've heard the lovely stories of these women picking up the phones, getting your donations, but we have another story coming up for you. Take a listen.
I'm sorry, your phone number.
Yay.
Woo!
Crusade for Children, may I have the amount of your pledge, please?
We got the phone.
We're getting a sneak peek at what this sounds like.
Horses make me comfortable.
Which one goes first? Great job. I guess I was just searching the internet, to be honest with you. I stumbled upon it, and we're so thankful that we did.
Look, I got handprints everywhere.
So New Beginnings Therapeutic Riding, what we do is we serve children and adults with disabilities.
You better hurry and put that helmet on.
Hi, I'm Michelle Weiss with New Beginnings Therapeutic Riding, and I'm the executive director.
A lot of kids, this is the highlight of their week. They get to come out here and see the staff that they're friends with, and then the horse that they've gotten used to riding. Hi, my name's Olivia Willis, and I'm the head instructor / director of operations here at New Beginnings Therapeutic Riding. Good, now left hand, turn him towards me. Look at me. Good. All right, what I want you to do is you're gonna take this ring, okay? We're gonna walk all the way down. Hadley has come quite a ways, and what we really work on is staying on task. Squeeze with your legs. Say walk, be confident. Say walk, good. Hadley has autism. So what we're doing here is helping her understand a series of tasks while she's enjoying riding.
You got it?
I'll hold the ring. You squeeze that thing open. There you go.
Shelby has Down syndrome and ADHD. Here we go. When Shelby first came, it was a struggle to get near the horse. So in the years that she's been here, she's gone from, very nervous.
Say, whoa, boy.
There you go. Can you get that foot up?
Up and over, little miss. Yes, ma'am.
Good. Now, when she comes in, she's ready to go.
This place is one of Shelby's favorite places to come. I mean, yes, she gets therapy here, but she gets just to be a kid here. Like any other kid that loves to ride horses, that's what Shelby takes away from this place.
We want them to do as much as they can. We want them to be as independent as possible so that they can be able to take all these skills and put it into their everyday lives.
Whoa.
Yes, good girl.
All right, can I have a high five? That was nice. Can Eric have a high five?
New Beginnings is the only therapeutic riding here in Warren County. So without this place, so many kids wouldn't get the fun activities and the therapy.
The WHAS Crusade for Children grant is a huge impact to our program. So having these monies available is able to help us to be able to serve those that probably wouldn't have any other opportunity to participate in a program like this.
Ready? Rains back to your belly button to well. Very good. Thank you.
It wouldn't be possible without grants from like you all, WHAS. As a mom, I am so thankful for that because it gives her a chance to just come and do something that she absolutely loves.
I think my favorite thing is seeing the growth and building the relationships with these students. Perfect. Not only are we growing mentally and physically with them, you know, we're getting to see them grow up in life.
Oh, look! He's like, oh, that smells. This is why I get up every day.
I love this place.
Just seeing those that are overcoming so many fears in their life and see them interact with a horse that is so loving.
I've never done this with a horse before. It's pretty cool.
And see them accomplish so many goals that they probably would never accomplish.
Bring those reins up here and your 2 point. Yeah, there you go. Good girl.
And it's just very rewarding to be able to see that.
Hold it. Hold it. Yes.
All the way up.
Good
All the way
job. We're going to make it all the way up that hill. Good girl. Use those legs.
Well, now we're joined by two of the greats here, Terry and Tony.
Oh, what did she call us great?
That wasn't what she said in the break. Okay? Matter of fact, we can't say it on television.
She said, Pop, did they let you out of the old folks home to get here? That's right, they wheeled me over here this morning. For the...
They're lying.
They're lying. I heard her say that when I walked in.
Well, you have been doing this a long time. Here in 40 years?
We love the Crusade for Children. I saw it when I was a little kid. I saw little kids running around with their little plastic fire hats on. I thought, I got to get me one of those. And so Benetti's like 12 years younger than I am, but he's walked the same path.
Yeah. It's until you see a 6-year-old walk for the first time, and you're hooked, you know, and it's the sweetest thing in the world, and that's why Crusade is so important. And again, you bring up the medallions. Look, in those NICUs, in the hospital, you see that paid for by the Crusade. It's so important.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been lucky enough in my life to have kids that are doing wonderfully, but they've had just some issues right after one of them was born. Immediately there were some issues, and machines came rolling in. They all said WHAS Crusade for Children on them. That's how that happens. That's going on right now in hospitals around here, around Kentucky and around Indiana, where people that are just starting the celebration of life maybe have need a little boost, and a lot of the things that were donated by monies from the Crusade for Children are saving lives or improving lives now.
Well, and the fact that every dime goes to the kids. You know, there are a lot of charities, and no offense to them, or no slight to them, that they have to have some overhead for people to work there. Here, no. It's every dollar that's raised today will go to helping kids in the community.
Absolutely. And we do want to remind you, by the way, we were at the phones just before that last story, and they wanted me to remind you, don't forget, credit cards are accepted when you call in over the phone. So if you do call, which is that number right there, it's not on your screen, but I have it right here, 582-7511. Call that number, and then you can do the credit card over the phone, right?
Yep. And I mean, I wanted to get to sort of the why. Why donate here? Through your 40 years of doing this, what's one story that stands out to you?
We've seen so many people. Hey, all right, I'll give you an example. I was riding my bike here to work one day, over 5 miles away from here, let's say.
We thought he was crazy.
I used to
pouring
ride
down
my bike.
rain.
They would
He's riding at 40 miles an hour. Trucks are going by. Like, Terry, we need you. Don't die.
Well, Gabriel, that back door is electric, electric eye in there. So I knew I didn't have to brake. The thing would see me open. That day it didn't. Hit it like a bug on a windshield.
That's how he lost his hair.
A guy stopped me 4 or 5 miles from here at a red light, and I'm sitting next to him, and he looks at me, and of course I'm wearing all that ridiculous-looking spandex, and he goes, "You're the guy from the Crusade." I said, "What? I guess." And he handed me money out of his car window.
Nice.
I put it in my pocket. I thought, I got to go deliver this right away.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. I rode right in here, doors open. I rode my bike down through that back way, down over the other way, and to the Crusade office. In the Crusade, still on my bike. Here's the money. Somebody just handed me out of a car. and then rode back out of here.
Well, and it's part of, look, man, it's what makes Louisville great to live here, right?
Yeah.
So these things started in the 1950s. Everybody had one of these telethons, right? Everybody had them in the 1950s. And they started to drop off through these decades. We're the last. I'm going to guess that Louisville is the last market that is still doing something special. And the firefighters drive it, folks. I mean, that's the key.
Yep, absolutely. You know, I feel like I don't have to even point the mic toward you to get the sound to pick up from how loud
we are.
Stir.
Gabriel, we're loud.
We're radio people,
But it's the enthusiasm. That's where it stems from.
Exactly.
Right?
You're right. You're Alex. I know you're not used to being up this early on a Sunday morning. I am, but it's good to have you guys here.
He grew up in an Italian home where everybody's yelling all the time. Hey, give me some breakfast.
Hey, if you're not yelling, you don't get to use the bathroom or have any food.
That's right. You got a bunch of sisters, and they're not going to let you in there.
Stepping on their curling irons. Don't leave it on the floor.
Yeah, that's right.
We're just mic stands right here. Yeah?
I know.
Y'all can keep going if you want.
Terry and I have been going back and forth for 30-something.
That's right. We love each other. We're radio brothers. But I've got 13 brothers and sisters. You think it was loud in my house?
My Lord. How did you get any food? I know your brothers. They're
true.
animals.
Yeah, you had to fight for it. Gladiators, baby.
That's right.
Now, don't forget, along with our friends here, you can also call PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, everything that you can think of to donate to the Crusade today, right now, for this 72nd annual. This number has not updated, by the way. We will get you that updated number in just a little bit.
Okay, you're about to see something here that this is amazing. I helped Down Syndrome of Louisville last week with their golf tournament. They do an amazing job. All these families with kids that are Down syndrome come together every year. They have an amazing golf tournament, and the kids are out there playing, and then we have a lot of folks come in and donate money. They raised a ton of money. But we want you to see what Down Syndrome of Louisville does.
There you go. Go, 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 go.
He is definitely a ball of joy. You can't be around Hayden and not smile or giggle or just be happy.
That's a good job, Hayden.
His smile is contagious, and everyone that meets him just talks about like how happy he is and how much fun he brings to everyone around him.
3. Hello, hello.
Megan and Hayden are amazing. Hayden is just, his smile can melt your heart. And you multiply Hayden by 1,300 families we serve, and it's just, my heart's always bursting.
Yeah.
You coming back down? Or you want to stay up?
Hi, I'm Megan Lewis. I have 3 children, and my youngest, his name is Hayden. He is nearly 2 years old, and he has Down syndrome. So we got Hayden's Down syndrome diagnosis when he was a month old, when we also got his CHD diagnosis that meant he would have to have open heart surgery. So Hayden had heart surgery at 5.5 months old. It was scary. I'm not gonna lie that it wasn't scary. Even with all of his struggles and things that he's had to deal with in his little 2 years of life, he is just a wonderful, joyous little person to be around. Once it was known that Hayden had Down syndrome, it was almost immediately that Julie, the director here at Down Syndrome of Louisville, reached out to us and invited us here to meet this amazing community.
Having a relationship with someone with Down syndrome is just magical. That's what I hope to share with the world from Down syndrome of Louisville, is just educating the community that if you're not here and you're not interacting with someone with Down syndrome, you're missing out.
Hello, hello.
Hi, my name's Julie Torzeski. I'm the executive director at Down Syndrome of Louisville. So we are here to support, educate, and advocate to help our members reach their full potential. So that's really the core of our mission, and we want to make sure that we do all the things that will help them get there.
Hayden right now is consistently the only boy in a class full of a lot of girls, and he loves it.
So this is our early education classroom, and the Crusade for Children was part of helping us build this. And still today, they give us a grant each year to help us continue the programming we provide.
Everyone that comes here for the toddler class is super thankful for the Crusade giving to DSL so that we are able to have the toddler class.
The Crusade is a huge part of our budget every year. Their grant it makes us whole and makes us able to provide these programs. And so especially like you said, the ones that happened here in this classroom.
I know. Where are we going?
We would not be where we are today without places like the Crusade helping fund places like Down Syndrome of Louisville. we would not be able to get Hayden the therapies that we get weekly and that he needs. It 110% changes lives.
I think just looking in the faces of our members, you can see that the donations matter and that the Crusade makes a difference here at Down Syndrome of Louisville.
Mwah. Mwah. I love you.
You know, we see that the money invested in the children make their life whole and help them reach their full potential and live happy and productive lives just like the rest of us, and that's all we can ask for.
Every little bit counts. It's for the kids and it's for the families, and we are so grateful for all of it.
And welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us here on Channel 11. And I believe we're streaming too, so thanks for sticking with us on all platforms. That was a great, great story. I love that story. And Alex, we also have a special donation that we just got in.
During that break, we did get a special phone call from my parents. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for your donation. Calling all the way from California.
Wow, that's a long way. How are they watching on the streaming?
Yes, yeah, they're on
right?
WHAS 11 Plus, which you can watch from around the nation if you get WHAS 11 Plus app. So,
on your phone,
wanted to give a thank you. They are one of the thousands of people calling in, donating, helping that tote board number climb up a little bit.
Yep, and again, I keep saying it, but we will update that number eventually, I promise. But Alex, you have worked on a couple of stories, but specifically one story that has a lot to do with the Crusade and things like that. Tell us about it.
Yeah, first of its kind. At Derby Week this year, on Wednesday, there was an event called Wednesday. That's all about tickets raising money for 50 nonprofits, Crusade for Children being one of those. So I had the opportunity to go out to Churchill Downs on a Wednesday, interview some of the folks from Crusade, talk about how that money is helping their cause. Of course, that was just a precursor to what this telethon is doing, raising money, 100% of the proceeds all going to the kids. What a beautiful event, though. I mean, Derby Week, it attracts folks from all over, you know,
Tens
America,
of
outside of the
people.
country. And for Crusade to be one of the organizations here benefiting from people enjoying what the Kentucky Derby is and what it stands for, I think is just a beautiful thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's incredible. Not only, you know, that specific week, but year-round here at the Crusade, and especially during this telethon. There are so many people here right now working behind the camera, working the phones just right over there. There's so many people here that started yesterday, and this continues all the way until 7 o'clock tonight. We will be taking those donations all the way up until that time. So again, the phones are ringing. We just got another phone call right now. Right? We just got another phone call right now. PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. You can call the phone number 582-7511. All ways to donate. And by the way, the two hooligans that you saw before that last story, they are now over there working the phone. So if you call, you could have the chance to talk to them, and they can scream your ear off, just like they were screaming our ears off. But they're over there on the phones right now.
I think we need to go see what they have to say.
Right now?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Let's go over there. Let's see if we can get any of these people to talk to us once again. You know this guy. We've already talked to him many, many times, right? Have we had any phone calls in the past? She's on the phone right now. Let me not scream. Sorry. Is she watching us? Let us know. Oh, there's another one right over here.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to repeat yourself.
Okay, we're distracting her, so let's leave her alone. But yes, we've got all of these people waiting to answer your phone calls right now. You want to tell us the number again?
Yep. We have 582-7511. Please call in and you can talk to one of these wonderful people. Terry, how are you picking up the phone? What's your go-to line?
I'm scared. Frankly, I'm a little bit scared, Alex. I see it's very complicated. I have a very simple cell phone. Okay, let me try. Here we go.
Here he goes.
We got a phone call directly for him. Let me get out of the way.
Sorry about that. Somebody else grabbed it already.
Okay, well, we'll get another one.
I'm a simpleton. I have a very basic flip phone, and now they're asking me to answer a complex system. I don't want to mess it up, but we'll say hi. Vanetti and I will jump on the phone when you are talking to one of our real operators, and tell you one joke. If you make a donation, we'll tell you one good, clean Sunday morning joke.
Can you give us a preview?
Okay.
I'm saving them, Alex. I only have so many.
All right, that's what you like to hear, right? A Sunday morning, good, clean, family fun joke. And we're going to go walk back over here so that we can, hopefully, there's another one. Look at that. They keep going, don't they? They keep going. I think we're going to try and get the total up here behind us. But before we do that, let me give you that number one more time, 582-7511. Thanks for continuing to watch on Channel 11 and on the WHAS 11 Plus app, which is where your parents called from and gave a donation all the way from California. And we got that number. Do you want to read it or do you want me to read it?
Gabe, that's all you.
All right. Right now, the updated number, it's the same total, actually, I'm being told. It's the same total. But I promise you, by the time that we're gone at 10 o'clock, that number will be updated because we got a $3,200 donation and a $500 donation, right?
Yep.
And that does not include what we're getting on the phones over here. So we have gotten a lot of donations since we've been here since 9 o'clock. And we're going to stay out here till 10 o'clock.
Yep. And I was just...
Oh, that is the most current. Look at that. All right. I'll say it.
You take a stab at it.
Okay.
He's the numbers guy. I'm not.
I mean, that's saying a lot. But $2,315,649.62. I should have written down what we started with because I don't remember what we started with. But that number has grown since 9 o'clock, since Alex and I started here this morning at 9.
Yeah, and just to give you a little perspective on money raised the past 2 years, I was told last year, 5.7 million.
Wow.
The year before, I think 6.2.
Wow.
So we have a long way to go, mind you. It is just, 9:30 in the morning, so we have all day until 7 p.m., but we have some totals to beat here.
Yeah, of course. And by the way, I mean, our program right now, our telethon, I was being told by Tony and Terry. See, they're interchangeable, right? This is one of like the last remaining telethons. That's what he was saying, right?
Yeah, popular in what he was saying, the 80s.
Popular
Markets
in the
have
80s.
started to sort of filter those out, but you can tell just by the number behind us that Kentuckiana cares.
Exactly, and you know, someone else who cares is Louisville Low Riders. We are being joined right now. Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Tell us your name.
Tommy Woosley.
Tommy Woosley.
Representative of Hostile Car Club.
All right. Okay. So this is our first Crusade. Have you been here before with Louisville Low Riders or anything like that?
I have. I actually try to do this every single year. We come back, and this is my second time actually presenting, but I'm usually with Bob Raymer, and he usually handles everything.
Kentucky Car Club.
Yeah.
Got a cool fleet, I'm guessing. Tell us about it.
Yeah, we got.
Is that out there right now? Is that what I hear?
That's live right now.
That is live outside of our building right now.
That's a member of my car club. His name is Patrick. He's a cool dude. Then this car right here, it's Tony Ford. I mean, he put a lot of work into this car. It is a beautiful machine.
That is awesome.
Yep, they all move up, down, side to side. They do three-wheel. They hop.
Yeah. I'm from Texas. That looks a lot like where I'm from my area.
Texas, man, they have them. They have them called the swingers, and they have them big old wheels sticking out.
They have the big wheels.
Yeah.
On the side. Exactly. Now tell us, how much are you donating today?
$424.
Listen to that, $420 cash, right?
Cash.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your donation, and thank you for returning to Crusade.
No problem.
We really appreciate it.
Of course. I think, do we put this money, Phil, do we put this money in this thing? You want to go ahead and put it in there? Look at that. Can we get some claps over here for this $424?
Please get a round of applause.
Another $424. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
We appreciate it.
Thank you. You too.
I have one lingering question, though. How do the cars do that? How do they go up and down and side to side?
I'm just a journalist. I don't know cars. I wish we could.
If you know the answer and you call to make a donation, please let us know because I'm very curious.
Yeah, I've always wondered how they go up and down, up and down. And by the way, yes, we can hear them right outside of our door right now. It sounds so cool. Huge thank you to them for that $424 donation this morning and for their past donations. And I'm sure they're going to come back for many years to come. But we do have another amazing story for you to watch right now.
Backflow with So we have kids traveling from an hour and 20 minutes away. So we have 6 swimmers in each of our 5 sessions. I Can Shine is a national company that brings in summertime, 1-week camps. So they have I Can Bike, I Can Dance, and I Can Swim. We're at the pool this week doing I Can Swim. I'm with Bellarmine University. Part of Bellarmine's mission is to really give back to the community. This is our first time hosting I Can Swim in the central Kentucky area. Lexington, Fayette County, Woodford County has a large support here around what we're trying to do. There's a really strong need for adaptive swimming in Kentucky. Our population that we work with has some form of either cognitive or physical limitation. It doesn't allow them to take traditional swimming classes. Good job. Good stuff. That was great. Good for good bubbles. Our backyard pools, our ponds, they're really attractive. So our friends that like to wander, those are attractive places and they don't recognize that the surface isn't going to support them the same way. So we get a lot of first-hand and second-hand drowning in this population.
There you go. Good job.
The Crusade really helps to support all the programs that we provide. It costs $10,000 to $15,000 to put on this swim camp with all the equipment and everything that takes. We could not put these type of camps on without the Crusade support.
You know, without programs like these, I don't think I would be able to get him in the water and learn about water safety, which is important for all kids, especially kids that have special needs.
Look at that!
Yeah, I'm super grateful. If they didn't have the funding through the Crusade, they wouldn't have as many opportunities for as many kids and for slots for as many kids, and to, get the volunteers here and to find the facilities to do the programs in.
Being wheelchair bound, you want your kids to feel safe around the water, and you want to have your mind at ease when it comes to being around pools. It really does give him the opportunity to swim and be around other kids just like him, and gives him more opportunities to kind of have that adventure and that experience like every other kid. We just thank the Crusade so much for that.
Look at you!
The things that we see our kids do in a week's time is amazing. Our friends that are learning confidence in the water and the pool this week, that sense of confidence and independence, and when you see the joy on the kids' faces, it becomes overwhelming and shared with everybody around. Without the Crusade support, we couldn't do that.
1, 2, 3.
What a beautiful story, but
Absolutely.
We have another very special story to share with all of you. A young boy named Lauren Ballard from Bardstown
Crusade kid.
Received donations from Crusade as a child. He is no longer with us, but there are many people still donating in his honor, and we have many people to thank right now. We have a whole list of them.
Yeah. There's a couple of pages of names and businesses that have donated, continue to donate in his honor for this year, by the way. And there's a grand total that we will tell you about. But first, let's read some of these names. First, Natalie's Lemonade Stand, $2,200.
Janet Franklin, $2,000.
Clark Mechanical, $2,000 as well.
Boone's, $1,000.
First Christian Church for $1,046.13.
Brenda Sunny, $900.
Rita and Joe Goldstein, $600.
Area 1 Realty, $500.
C&G Pharmacy, another $500.
Mammy's Kitchen, $300.
Rob Smotherman, $250.
Rhodey Wheeler, $250.
Interstate Security System, $200.
Gail and David Hobbs, Margaret and Jerry Gaines, $200. These are all $200 donors coming up.
Yep. Keith Durbin, $200.
Jane and John Swartz, $200.
Ken and Becky Hatfield, $200.
Elizabeth Sunny, again, $200.
James Lanham, another $200. Now we're getting to the $100 donations.
This is Bear Creek Fencing for $100.
Kenny's Cleaners.
Barlow Funeral Home,
Barbara's,
Tony Hurst,
Grooming by Nicole,
Bardstown Eye Care,
Pink Boutique,
Summers Enterprises,
Dennis George,
Tommy and Linda Reed,
Carol Snyder,
Katie Jo Robinson,
Bob and Joe Matthews,
Jim and Holly Lemieux,
Andy and Terry Stone,
Phil and Lynn Bowling,
Woody and Terry Wood,
Chip Spalding,
Joe and Diane Donahue,
Mary Nally,
Becky and Rob Luganbeal,
Bill and Becky Osborne,
Missy Boblet,
Shannon Spalding,
Danny Nally,
Dan and Natalie Cole,
at Mary's,
Linda and Millard Sims,
Sharon and Tony Guys,
Troy and Jennifer Stone,
Lee Maupin, and by the way, those were all $100 donations.
Yes,
now
thank
these
you
are
so much.
Of course, yes. Thank you for your donation. Now these are $50 donations.
We have Kathy and Frank Jones,
Carol Hawkins,
James and Myra Mays,
Ernie and Susan Powell,
Marcia and Minor Harmon,
Just Jane,
and Gail Mudd. Those are all $50 donations. Thank you once again. Coming up, these are $25 donations. We have Sally Mattingly,
Terry Osborne,
Karen Breeden,
Larry and Donna Wheeler,
Janet Marty Ballard,
Teresa Sims,
and Mary Jo Mattingly.
and then the last person with a $20 donation is Petty Vidito. So again, these are all donations in honor of that Bardstown, Kentucky
Lauren Ballard,
WHAS Crusade kid, like we mentioned, is no longer with us. But that total, so all of those names that we just read off of, all of those people, all of those businesses, they did give a grand total for $17,000.13 for this year's crusade. Let's get a big round of applause.
We need a big round of applause.
And then there is or you can read the message.
Sure. Lauren's mother has provided us with a statement that we would love to read. I'd like to express my sincere appreciation to all of you who had continued to support Lauren's passion to raise money for the WHAS Crusade for Children. Your generosity and dedication are making a real difference in children's lives.
Absolutely. That's amazing.
Amazing.
And I hope that Lauren's family continues to do this every single year, of course, in honor of him. And again, we'll update that total to reflect this. Has it been updated to reflect this yet? Not yet. We will update that total to reflect this. And we do have one more person, a remote person. I guess we're going to toss to the Palmyra Fire. I guess we're going to toss to them, or we're going to talk to them right now. I guess we're going to see how it works out, right?
Yeah, let's go check it out.
All right.
And hey, everybody, welcome back to Court in Indiana. Connie Leonard here at the John Jones Auto Group, and we are with the Palmyra Fire Department. And we've got Steve Simpson right here, the treasurer of the fire department. Steve, how are you doing today?
Doing fantastic. We had a great weekend.
I'd love to hear that.
Yes, ma'am.
And we're not going to tell the total yet.
No, ma'am.
But you already are telling me you did better than last year.
Yes, ma'am, we did.
We love that. All right. So, Steve, talk about the Crusade. You've been doing this since 1983?
1983, yes, ma'am.
Why is the Crusade so important to you and the community of Palmyra?
The humor part is, when I first got on the fire department, they just wanted somebody to go be a spokesman for the fire department because nobody wanted to be in front of the camera. And I said, well, I don't care to do it. So that's how it got started. And we were collecting because it was the right thing to do, and collecting for the Crusade. And then when my son was born, you look around and all of the machines are donated by the Crusade. Sorry. And then when my granddaughter was born, same thing. He's seeing the machines that we helped collect money for.
Wow.
You know, so it goes that big full circle. And that's one of the reasons we do it. The other is it's for the Crusade and the fun that we have doing it and the enjoyment and trying to best what we did the year before. You know, each year we try to hope that we do better, and we try to think of great ideas that are not great ideas, but great ideas that are different to try to raise money for the Crusade.
Hey, Steve, they are great. You already raised more than you did last year,
yes,
okay?
Yes, ma'am. So
tell us about some of the things y'all did to get that money.
Well, we did an Easter carnival and Easter hunt, and we raised, I'm not sorry, I'm going to take my glasses off,
okay.
$211.11.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had a donation booth at the Red Barn Diner in Palmyra, and and then we had we did the four-way at our intersection there where we do last Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. and then we had somebody there this weekend collecting, and then we do this past Saturday yesterday we did the door-to-door, and we had the Boy Scout troop, and what we have them do is come out the night before, and they sleep amongst the fire trucks. So
Oh,
it's
I
really
love
cool
that.
for them.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah, so we and then we come up and give them a demonstration. And this year we did breaching a door, how to get through a doorway when there's an actual fire and we're trying to get in the home, and got them to use some of the tools and show how we did it and things like that.
That's a great idea.
Yeah,
Love that.
and then they're all sleeping there with the trucks, and hopefully we don't have a run, but each year, and they've been really had a great time. They had 11 scouts this year and 5 adults that came out and helped us on the Crusade door to door, which their legs are a lot younger to run them driveways, and door to door.
And let me tell you something, nobody's going to say no to the scouts,
No,
right?
That's right, that's right. But we have a good time doing it. And we've done that, I think we've done it for the 4 years now with the scouts coming out and staying with us. So, but we also had food donations from Corvette here. We had Zaxby's, White Castle, Dunkin' Donuts, Lee's Chicken, Cluckers, Jimmy John's, and then in Palmyra we had the Subway, El Compadre, and then in Floyd Knobs we had Tumbleweed, and in Georgetown we had Hot Bone Barbecue.
That sounds good.
Yes, it was all good. All the food, they was fantastic.
It all sounds good.
Donated a lot of food. Everybody was well fed this weekend. So.
Nice.
In our monetary donations, M&K Plumbing donated $500, Jacoby Sales donated $200, and in the Red Barn Diner, in the month of May, the Red Barn Diner donated $1 for every meal sold on Monday, and we raised $521 there.
Wow.
So, and then in memory of, there's $1,000 in honor of the Boy Scout Troop 4025, and then $200 for Blake in memory of Janice V, $100 in memory of donation these are $100 donations, excuse me, Steve Contrell, Clarence and Betty Love, Ray and Helen Beverly, Kenneth and I'll say this wrong, Arella Dodge, Swede and Mary Frederick from their sons Bobby, Boyd, and Rex, Walthina Frederick and Wanda Hendricks from their brothers Bob, Boyd, and Rex, $50 in memory of Carl Hazel Zeller, $25 in memory of Margie Lasley, Megan Kincaid, Nina Smith, $25 donation from Catherine and Caleb Rake, $20 in memory of James Lynn Winning. Okay.
All right, now we're about ready for that total.
Yes, ma'am. Last year's total was $20,153.81.
That's last year.
That's last year. This year's total for 2025 is $22,171.08.
Woo! What about it? Good job, y'all. All right, and we're going to get you to say that again here in a second.
Okay.
But I know you all have already taken up the money, but you had some change.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and
They're
we
gonna
got
dump it.
is this your granddaughter, Steve?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
What's her name?
Adley.
Adley. Do it, guys. Woo! All right, give us that total one more time, Steve Simpson.
$22,171.08.
Wow. That is for the Palmyra Fire Department. Great job, y'all. Great job. And we want everybody to know you can donate at 582-7511. Of course, all those things that you see on your screen, you can donate using Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Apple Pay, all the easy things now. The QR code is right on your screen. You can join us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Thank you for changing a child's life, for everybody out there that has been donating. Steve, thank you so much for what you've done. And thanks for that story you shared about seeing, the machines that are life-saving. That means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to so many people out there. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, guys, back to you.
That was Connie Leonard from Corden. We'd love to see it. Thanks for being there, Connie.
Yeah, absolutely. But we have some new entertainment, don't we?
We have a trade deal to propose. If you call, one of us will pick up. You get to speak with one of us.
And I think we should give you the number just in case you need it. 582-7511. One of us will pick up. We're waiting. Only one person is on her phone right now so far this morning. We've had lots of calls, of course, but right now there's one person on the phone, so we need these phones to ring a little bit more. And of course, you can talk to one of us. And then we're going to pass it on to professionals because we don't know what to do besides say hello, good morning.
Maybe crack a joke.
Yeah.
But we're going to stand here until we get a call. You can see Gabe has the headset on right now.
We're telling jokes.
Our old friends over here, Tony, Terry, Tom, and everybody else with the T is right over here waiting to tell some jokes. You can also talk to them as well and donate.
Yeah. But we wanted to call out to some folks in the room right now. We have Jessica Farley up in the corner here. Jessica's been doing this for a couple years now. Give us a word or a phrase to describe what it's like to be back this year for Crusade. I know we can't hear you, but I'll report it back. Awesome.
There you go.
Awesome.
Simple
That's a
but
strong
sweet.
word.
Simple but
All
sweet.
All right. I'm loving it. And we're going to hear from Isaiah and Grace, two of our honor talent at WHAS. They're going to come in at 10 a.m., so just shortly after Gabe and I. A word from the two of you to describe what it's like to be back for this year's Crusade. Thrilling. From Grace.
Isaiah?
Thankful. Love it. So we have amazing, thrilling, thankful. Gabe, what about you?
Grateful.
Grateful.
What about you?
Okay. I would say I like grateful. I'm not going to steal that word, though, but I am feeling a lot of gratitude. We do see on this sign right here, Crusade equals miracle. I feel like everyone in this room really gets the essence of that there.
Exactly. How many phone calls have you answered this morning?
3.
3? That's a good number. That is a good number so far this morning.
Big pledge of like $2,000.
Wow, look at that. Have we gotten the updated number so far yet? All right, it's gonna, it's my time, okay. How do I answer? Okay, hit the green. WHS Crusade, how can I help you? She wants to make a donation. Look at that. All right, let me put you on a hold so I can pass you to the correct people who know how to take your information. That's you. All right, give me 1 second.
Can I pick up the phone here?
Oh, he picked it up.
David.
He's a professional.
He's the professional. We got another one. Look at that. Look, there's so many phone calls. We don't know what to do now. All right, I'm going to take this off. And let me stop yelling so she can answer the phone.
We have it all to the professionals now.
Exactly. Well, thank you. Keep calling.
We love to hear the phones ringing.
Exactly. Keep calling all day long. We have lots of stuff planned for the entire day. And look at this. Crusade equals miracle. What a great way to continue donating to the Crusade. And we're going to walk back over there, Alex, so we can...
I think we have a special update.
Okay. What is that?
I am hearing that our tote board has been updated.
All right, let's go.
Let's go check it out.
I think we have to go this way because there's a cord blocking us right there. All right, we're going to walk this way so we can see the updated total on the tote board so far this morning. Again, that number 582-7511 if you want to continue to donate to the Crusade this morning. Alex, I'll let you join me over here before we read the total. Do you want to read it or you want me to read it?
Gabe, it's all you again.
All right, we're going to keep me reading the total. Okay, and this total does include Lauren Ballard, who we just talked about before that previous story.
That $17,000 donation, all in the honor of Lauren Ballard from Bardstown.
All right, let's read the new total, $2,354,820.83. Let's get a round of applause.
I think that is a round of applause.
That is absolutely amazing. Now we have, I don't even know what time it is. What time is it? I don't even have my phone with me. I'm not sure what time it is. It's almost 10 o'clock. And again, we're gonna be out here all day. Not us, but people from WHAS, lots of people who are donating.
It is a packed house throughout the rest of the day.
It's a packed house. There's so many people behind the cameras so far this morning, and we're gonna continue raising money for the WHAS Crusade, and it all goes back to the kids.
All of it, 100% of your donations go back to the kids. I guess let's recap the past hour. We've had folks from FastSigns here. We've had the Louisville Car Riders Club showing us their cool rides outside. We were talking about all the cool things that those cars were doing, going up and down and side to side.
And by the way, if you're just joining us, Alex's parents made a donation all the way from California, which is where they live.
Right.
And they were watching us on WHAS on streaming. So if you're watching us on streaming, you can also make a donation as well. And we do have one more remote story from Cordon. So let's go ahead and toss Muldraugh from Cordon. Let's go ahead and look at that.
And welcome back to Cordon, Indiana. I'm Ian Hardwick. This is the 72nd Crusade for Children. And although we're in Indiana, we're actually talking to a Kentucky Fire Department today from Meade County. We've got Curtis Kelly, Assistant Chief with the Muldraugh City Fire Department. Although we've had some colorful pronunciations of that today. You said it just depends on the accent. Run us through the gamut there.
Okay, we're called Muldraugh Fire Department, City Muldraugh. Some people call it Muldraugh, Muldraugh, Muldraugh. It's all kinds of different ways to say it, but it just depends on your accent. Me, I call it Muldraugh.
With an MUL calling a Muldraugh, I think that one's definitely a lot of fun. And I understand a lot of the firehouses have fun with Crusade year after year. Over at the Shepherdsville Fire Department, they do a big pancake breakfast. Do y'all have any Crusade traditions that you'd like to share with us today?
In the past, we usually do a sausage pancake breakfast in the mornings on Sunday mornings before we come over, and on Saturday we'll usually get donations from the restaurants around town to eat with, and sometimes we'll just cook hamburgers and hot dogs.
Yeah. You said you set some out around the restaurants. Any places we got to go eat next time we're in Meade County?
Dodge's Chicken Store, they're pretty good. Backstreet Cafe, they're pretty good, and the Dairy Queen. That's the main one. And we also got a Mexican restaurant right now, and it's really good too.
Good shout outs to them for being stewards of the Crusade for Children. Break us down all the different ways that y'all are raising money for this.
Okay, what we normally do in the past, we go out door to door, go to the businesses. This year we've been kind of down a little bit. The weather kind of hurt us. Everybody's been on vacation this time of year, so we're a little bit short this year, but that's what we normally do, is go door to door and collect out on the highway.
Even if it's a little low, what always amazes me is how much all this stuff starts to add up, I mean, the Crusade is always topping year after year, so even if somebody has bad weather, we could still pull through and raise a lot of money. Do you remember your first Crusade at all, Curtis?
1976.
1976. What was going on back then? What was it like? What was the vibe?
Oh, we had all kinds of kids with us. I think I was like 9, 10, something like that. And my dad, he was on the fire department then. And we just get in our old 1958 truck and go around town, go door to door and have a great time. They'd feed us, and then we get to come over here.
And as a 9-year-old, was that, sounds magical to me.
Oh, it was. I've been on the fire department since I was 9.
Yeah.
With my dad, and I got to hang out with the older guys and learn from them, and now we've got the younger generation learning from us.
And did your dad ever tell you why Crusade was so important? Did he ever express that to you?
It's the kids. Being a firefighter, it's all about the kids.
Yeah. And we're definitely interested in that total. Can you just tell us any special shout outs that you want to give? I know we mentioned the restaurants, but a lot of people pitch in on stuff like this.
Yeah, I've got one. It's a $500 in memory of, and it's also in honor of Hoppy Dawson, in honor of Hoppy Dawson, and in memory of Clayton Dawson and Dwight Abel. It's a $500 donation.
A $500 donation in honor of the Dawsons and Mr. Abel there. Curtis, are we going to get down to the grand total now?
Yeah, I'd like to take just a moment, tell everybody thank you for, donating out on the road. All the firefighters, EMS, dispatchers, all y'all that, if it wasn't for all them, we couldn't do this. So big shout out to them. And our grand total this year is $1,586.16. $1,586.16.
Thank you so much, Curtis, out from Meade County. Muldraugh, however you want to say it. If you want to give and contribute to this total, you can call right now at 582-7511. You can also go over to WHAScrusade.org, old-fashioned way. You can even mail a donation over to our news station at 520 West Chestnut Street, Louisville, Kentucky 40202, or it's burned into my TV now at the bottom left of your screen, that QR code. You can do Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Apple Pay, all the stuff you're used to paying with on your phone. Of course, you can watch Crusade pretty much anywhere these days over on the WHAS app, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. We're going to be here all day over in Corydon, Indiana. Back to y'all, back downtown in Louisville.